Hi there, my name's Rachel. I'm a mindfulness teacher, psychotherapist. I'm a cat mum, and I'm going to see if I can show you Shima. She is currently sat on my knee. Aren't you, Princess? Do you want to come say hello? Look at... Oh! Hey, Princess! She's quite enjoying the pandemic, I think. She's getting lots of fuss-ins. She sat there purring away. So, yesterday I was talking about the bigger container. So this is the idea that when we become aware of more different things, more pleasant and neutral things, that can help us to take the blinkers off and essentially dilute our unpleasant experience. Crucially, we are not trying to take that away. We're not pretending that everything's fine when things are not always fine. It's allowing us to know that there is a mixture of pleasant and unpleasant at any time. So I'm going to demonstrate a slightly different way of thinking of this. And this is going to be a situational one rather than just in the present moment. So paper and pen time. And I'm going to do this. So I mentioned that I found yesterday quite challenging. So I'm going to do this thinking about what my day was like yesterday. So what I would like you to do is get a bit of paper and a pen. And then in the middle of your bit of paper, I would like you to draw a sad face. So your sad face might look something like this. So you don't need any great artistic talent to do this exercise. So I'm going to do this exercise thinking about a reflection on my day yesterday. You can do this in lots of different ways. So when I think about something negative that happened yesterday, I'm going to write down waking up feeling really sad. So I woke up yesterday, I felt really sad, felt really lonely, and I was a little bit weepy. So I have written underneath my sad face, feeling sad, lonely, and weepy. So then when I look at this, it doesn't feel great. It makes me think, oh, being in a pandemic's really hard. Being in lockdown's really hard. It makes me feel sad, lonely, and weepy. So this takes us to the next part. Round the outside of your sad face, I would like you to draw 5 smiley faces. And you can make these faces as elaborate as you like. You can have eyelashes. Mine don't even have noses. You can have eyelashes, you can give them funny hats. Do whatever you like. But make sure that your smiley faces are at least as big as your sad face. That's really important. So you'll get something that looks a little bit like this. And then what I'd like you to do is come up with 5 positives. And this is 5 positives, ideally, that relate in some way to the thing in the middle. So, for instance, if your thing in the middle was something that happened yesterday, or maybe you're at the end of the day and you're thinking of, you've got to the end of the day and you're telling yourself you've had a terrible day, you've written down the thing that made it terrible, you could write 5 good things that have happened that day. It might be that this is quite good for relationships, so it might be that your partner's really annoyed you. Write down the middle the thing that they've done to annoy you, and then round the outside 5 things that you appreciate about your partner. So for me, I've written feeling sad, lonely, and weepy about how I felt when I woke up yesterday morning. So I'm going to write down 5 good things about yesterday, and I haven't pre-planned this, so I'm hoping I can come up with 5. So my first one is watching a new show on Netflix. So I've just started watching The Queen's Gambit. Oh, it's very good. So I'm trying to not completely binge it because there's only 6 episodes, I think, but I'm really enjoying it. So that's one. Supportive phone call with a friend. And that's also a little win, which I'll talk about later in the week. So rather than bottling up my feelings, I phoned a friend, and my friend was really supportive. I also went for a little walk. And when I went for a walk, I saw a lovely view. Not that I don't live that far away from the quayside in Newcastle, so I got to see the bridges, and that was really lovely. So that could be a separate one. So I went for a walk, saw a lovely view. And the beauty of doing this is the more we start practicing it, the more different things we can think of. So then I also baked a cake. Which wasn't perfect, but it was quite good. And I'm going to add one more smiley face because I had a nice Zoom call as well. So if you found that you could reasonably easily do 5 positives, just keep going. Do as many as you can. You can never have too many positives. So I've now got something that looks like this. So I baked a cake, had a nice Zoom call, watching a new show on Netflix, supportive phone call with a friend, went for a walk, and saw a lovely view. So when you've got your full picture, I'd like you to pause and look at the full picture again and see if that feels different. So for me, this feels very different. This feels like a day that's got a bit of up and down, but also is very connected and creative, that I managed to practice some self-care, and I asked for help and I got the help that I needed, which is lovely. So looking at that feels very different to just looking at that bit in the middle. And we're not pretending that I didn't at some point feel sad and lonely. We're not pretending that I didn't have a cry yesterday, but it's knowing that that's only part of the story. So try this exercise, see how you get on. And I think the other thing to mention is that those smiley faces, we're not looking for huge things. We're looking for the really simple, having a cup of coffee, getting a text, finding a new podcast. I love it when I find a new podcast. It's great. Watching this. Taking a little bit of time out for yourself to watch a YouTube video. A bit of self-care. Anything that you might ordinarily overlook. Stick it down and see how it feels. And remember, you're not alone. Bye. Say goodbye, Shima.